Gets set to go tonight. First qualifying heat for the Wolf's Head late models. 10 laps. Trucy into 5, but now on the T8 at turn 2, but now on the high side takes the lead as they run down the back straightaway. Trucy into 5 second, more than double zero third, then it's Waring in the 4, Baker in the 84, 1J Johnson in 72, John Mason. Bouncing around, track a little rough in the middle groove. In turns 1 especially. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Mason with Baker on the outside. Kip Moore in the double zero, trying to take over second, and he does from the 5 of Mark Petrucci. Steve Baker in car 84. Really trying on the outside, down the middle. He'll pass another car, take third. Petrucci in the 5-4. Now Mason and Johnson put the squeeze on Waring down the back straightaway. Mason in the 72, Johnson the 1J. Now they'll try and work the inside and the outside of 5 of Mark Petrucci. Inside and outside on Dirt's Monster half mile. C8 Mark Benal, your leader, double zero. Kip Moore second, 84 Steve Baker third, 72 John Mason fourth, 1J Davey Johnson running fifth. 5 of Mark Petrucci is sixth, the 4 Bob Waring Jr. Then it's 48 Ben Village, T3 Keith Zimmerman, the 09 of Dick Jones. Straightaway, and the Mountford Racing Engines Mag Shop T8 brings them off of turn 4. Moore still second, Baker third, Mason fourth, Johnson fifth. Halfway, 5 laps to go. Steve Baker now in the 84, trying the inside in turn 1, moves back to the high side as they exit turn 2, still running third. Mason and Johnson closing in on the 84. Johnson now on the 1J, works the low side, trying to take the 4th spot from John Mason. Side by side continues in turns 1 and 2. Johnson with the pass. Mason makes a run at him off at 2. Baker closing in on Kip Moore in the race for second. Side by side for second, side by side for fourth, coming off of turn 4. 3 laps to go. Davey Johnson way down low in the 1J, slides underneath Baker, alongside of Moore for a moment, off of turn 2, Johnson now third. Benal still leads. Johnson in the 1J, trying to hook up again on the low side in turn 4. He'll take over the second spot. 2 laps remaining, 2 to go. Kip Moore still third, John Mason in the 72, fifth as Steve Baker holds on to 4th in car 84. Turn 4, white flag waving for Mark Benal. Davey Johnson still second now. Moore third, Baker fourth, and Mason runs fifth. Through 3 and 4 the final time. The Mountford Racing Engines Mag Shop T8 of Mark Benal leading, but here comes Johnson. At the finish, it's going to be Benal. Johnson a close second. Moore third, Baker fourth, and Mason finishes fifth. See Mark Benal back with us tonight in car T8. He picks up the opening heat race win for the Wolf's Head late models. Davey. Wolf's Head Oil Company, sponsors of our late model division. They've been leading the pack with the highest quality motor oils and lubricants available for the automotive, farming, and industrial markets. Wolf's side, Dale Fuller outside in the 09F. Whoa, car's slow at the start. That's Ricky Thomas in car 40. Says Greg Wheeling. Ricky Thomas with a problem in car 40. You can see him working in the... Green is out. Bob Mosky takes the early lead in car 33 off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. The race for second. Ricky Thomas in car 40. And Dale Fuller in the 09F. Coming into turn number 4. They're bunched up behind your leader. Thomas takes over second now. inside car, the 48. Thomas in the 40 now tucks in behind Johnson and runs third. Here comes Mike Johnson in car 2 on the inside. Lynn Geisler blasting away in the 1C. Said the track a little rough, but they sure are going at it. Bob Mosky still leading in car 33. Johnny Johnson second in the 48. Ricky Thomas, Mike Johnson, and Lynn Geisler racing hard for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Mike Johnson in the third, and the Imperial Hoist Kimmel on number 2. Johnny Johnson fourth in the 48. The 1C of Lynn Geisler fifth. Bobby Burgess runs 6. John Flinters 11-7. And it's Dale Fuller, Ben Miley, Dennis Curry, and Craig Wilson. Complete, 6 laps remaining. 4 down, 6 to go. Geisler on the outside in turn 2 will take over fourth around the 40 of Ricky Thomas. Johnny Johnson now second in car 48 and closing in on the 33 of Bob Mosky. Geisler will try the outside of Mike Johnson into turn 1. Off a 2 down the back straightaway. Mosky still leading. Johnny Johnson in second and closing in. Mike Johnson third. Lynn Geisler on his outside. Running a close fourth. Geisler trying to make the pass. Exiting turn 4. He'll do it. Geisler up to third. Bob Mosky your leader. Johnny Johnson second. Lynn Geisler moving quickly. Closing on Johnson now as they race into turn 3. Off of 4, Mosky in the middle. Johnny Johnson on the inside. Geisler on the outside. Trying to make it 3-1 in 1. Geisler from third to first with a burst of speed down the front straightaway. Bold move by Lynn Geisler. 2-time defending track champion in the Horsehead Lake model. Johnny Johnson second. Bob Mosky third. Mike Johnson fourth. Ricky Thomas still running fifth. 2 laps to go. 2 to go. Flag, final lap. Your Horsehead Lake Model Heat Race goes to Lynn Geisler in the Concord Automotive 1C. Second to Johnny Johnson. Bob Mosky third. Mike Johnson fourth. Ricky Thomas completes your top 5. Lynn Geisler takes the win in the number 1 Concord Automotive 1C. Johnny Johnson's 48 second, 33 Bob Mosky. Ricky Thomas to wins inside the 14 Ed Dunn, 31 Brad Westover. Jesse Sturbutzel back in car 40, 99 Tom Seeger, the 22 of Denny Prusi. And out for the first time is Dean Lasego in car 9L. That is Ricky Thomas's car from last year. The 9L Dean Lasego from Heidelberg. Sherlock takes the lead in car 21. 14 Ed Dunn is second. 64 Andy Catellus, 99 Ricky Thomas running together coming off of turn 4. It's still Matt Sherlock showing the way. Andy Catellus now second. Ed Dunn in the 14, Thomas in the 99, all running together off of turn 4. Catellus right on the bumper. Now Sherlock coming off of turn 4. Andy Catellus in car 64 on the inside, challenging Sherlock for the lead down the straightaway. Sherlock seems to have the upper hand, but through the corners, Catellus in the 64, the faster of the 2. Side by side, exiting turn 4 down the front straightaway. Turn number 1. Andy Catellus in the Drew's Auto Service. takes over the lead. Sherlock in the 21 seconds. Thomas third down the 99C. Done in the 14-4. Brad Westover runs fifth in car 31. Then it's Jesse Sturbutzel in car 40. Thomas down to the inside, challenging Andy Catellus for the lead. Catellus gets loose and Thomas goes by. The L. Thomas Body Shop 99C, your new leader. Catellus in the 64 second. 21 Sherlock still third. 14 Ed Dunn. And now on the outside, the 31 of Brad Westover racing for fourth. Behind them, the 40 of Jesse Sturbutzel. Thomas continues to lead as he has done all season long. Good racing from third, fourth, and fifth. Matt Sherlock in the 21, Dunn in the 14, and Westover in car 31. Westover to the high side, gets his momentum built up. He'll take over the third spot down the back straightaway. From Lisbon, Ohio, Brad Westover in car 31, 2 laps to go. Heater down, 2 laps remaining. 64 Andy Catellus, the York Limited Late rookie, running second. Westover quickly closing in on Catellus as they enter turn 3. White flag waving, final lap for Ricky Thomas. Catellus' car breaking up on this straightaway. You can hear it really starting to miss. Car 64 able to keep his speed up through the corners, but down the straights he's not that fast. Here comes Westover closing in the 31. Thomas Body Shop. Jay Allen still off at turn 4. Your York Limited Late Heat race to Ricky Thomas. Second will be Andy Catellus. Brad Westover third. Matt Sherlock fourth. Ed Dunn takes fifth in car number 14. Kid fans have got the 50-50 raffle tickets to benefit Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh being sold throughout the grandstands. They're working their way down from the turn 4. And also motorsport from Pullman, Ohio, our winner 2 weeks back, Charlie Jasinski. In the Morgan Equipment Service 83 from Heidelberg, Mike Morgan. We've got Gray Buick, we're told, Ohio license EFG 329. Your lights are on. It's either EFG or EF6. EFG 329, Gray Buick, Ohio plate, your lights are on. Off of turn 4, green is out. Gasparovich leads in car 5. Doug Crawford's 9C second. Russ Colasar in the 8th third. And it's the 29 of Rick Armstrong, the 11 of Charlie Jasinski. Colasar in the 8, running third. Armstrong's 29 fourth. Here comes Crawford on the inside off of turn 2. Doug Crawford, the Cabaret Lounge, Fatheads. 9C racing side by side with the Gasparovich Plumbing and Heating 5 of Rich Gasparovich. Crawford will have the lead into turn 1. Gasparovich, we got a car smoking. Charlie Jasinski in the 11A, the Don Speed Shop 11A, off the pace down the back straightaway. Charlie Jasinski is on Speed Shop 11A. Your leader continues to be Doug Crawford, Rich Gasparovich in the 5, then Russ Colasar in the 8, and Rick Armstrong in the 29. Back a ways, it's the 83 of Mike Morgan and the 7 of Dwayne Poffel. Tightening up for second. Colasar on the inside in car 8. The 5 of Rich Gasparovich holds him off of turn 2. 29 Rick Armstrong trying to take third from Colasar now. Good race. Armstrong in the middle. They're going to be 3 wide for a second coming off of turn 4. Down to the front, shoot a dirt's monster half mile. 3 laps to go. Doug Crawford leading. Rick Armstrong second, Colasar third, Gasparovich fourth. Another car smoking. Rick Armstrong in car 29. And fire erupts in the 29 of Rick Armstrong. He quickly shuts it off. The red is out. Oil apparently getting on the headers of car 29 after the engine let loose. Rick Armstrong coasting down the front straightaway. Flames coming clear out the back of the race car. They'll take it down to the super snuffers. They'll just make sure everything's okay, but it appears that we're scheduled to start did make the starting call. 36, York Limited Late's in the pits. Green is out. Doug Crawford leads them down the front straightaway. The race continues. Crawford the 9C, Gasparovich in the 5. Rich having one of his better runs. The Gasparovich Plumbing and Heating 5, second-year driver. Russ Colasar in the 8 runs third. 2 laps to the finish here. Mike Morgan 83 and Dwayne Poffel in the 7 are next in line. White flag waving, final car spinning. Russ Colasar in the 8, 360-degree spin, keeps it going. Everybody's on the brakes, and the green stays out. Green stays out. Russ Colasar putting on a Joey Chitwood move on the front straightaway. He'll lose 1 spot in that incident. Off of turn 4, taking the win will be Doug Crawford. Rich Gasparovich second. Mike Morgan in the 83 third. The 8 of Russ Colasar will come home fourth, and the 7 of Dwayne Poffel complete your top 5. Don Gamble, quite a move on the front straightaway there by Russ Colasar. Down the 16 of Eric Roberts, the Gary Car and Truck Rental 75 of Bell Minnick Jr., the Jukes Body Shop 10. Larry Kugel once again driving tonight. Larry Kugel driving car 10. In the fun one, the F1 from Level Green, Stan Caroline Jr. From Harmony, the 47 of Russ Dunn. Ken Manicki from Oakdale in car 12, making his return to the dirt. First time on the dirt in 6 years. Dave Wade from Pittsburgh in car 76. Had been running asphalt the past few seasons. And George Bland from Aliquip in car number 50. Takes off with the lead. Stout the 26 second, Minnick in the 75 third, and it's Dan Caroline in the fun one, and Larry Kugel in car 10. Melvin Jr., 26, Sammy Stow. Heads to the pit. Sam Stow running second. Minnick third. Larry Kugel fourth now in the 10. The front one of Stan Caroline running in the fifth spot. Then it's the 47 of Russ Dunn. 16 Eric Roberts. 76 Dave Wade. And the 50 of George Bland. Halfway, 5 laps to go. Eric Roberts in car 16 into the pits. Sammy Stow second. 2 laps to go. 75 Melvin continues to pressure Stow for second. Off of turn 4, the Crown Buick GMC number 3 takes the white flag. The Crown Buick GMC 3 off of turn 4. Checkered flag is waving for Richie Curry. The hand out the window for Rich. Sam Stow second. Mel Minnick Jr. third. Larry Kugel fourth. Stan Caroline completes the top 5 in the Fun 1. Here we go with our 4th heat for the York Limited Lates. Why? And by the way, they'll be giving away some Earnhardt hats tonight, Oliverio Chevy Buick. Kirk out of Pittsburgh. Doug Clausen from Washington in car 40. The Cabaret Lounge 69 of Danny Burns from Imperial. The Bud Place 6 of Jim Lapro from Midway. Paul Shepik back out in car 36. Paul from the Bell Vernon area. Chuck Mallard from the Bethel Park in car 64. And from Toronto, Ohio in the 44, Jim Paul. Checking the York Limited Late Model point standings. 99T Ricky Thomas leads with 473. 75 Mel Minnick second with 310. The 11A of Charlie Jasinski third with 274. The 3 of Rich Curry fourth with 270. And the 10 car now in its 3rd driver this year. Bill Yakin, Mark Pinot, and now Larry Kugel running out of space on the line here. Is 5th with 268. The Air Ground Express 42 from Coriopolis is your leader. Jim Lapro on the 6th, running second. 42 Dean Nick Dobb back in 3rd. Here comes Danny Burns in the 69 to 4th. The 5 wide Kirk Young is 5th. 6 down on the low side of turns 1 and 2. Pushes high in 2. Still has the lead, though. The drag race down the back straightaway. Here comes Eddie Murphy to the inside in car 42. Danny Burns flying through the middle in car 69. Nick Dobnak, who was running 4, about his shape. He'll lose 2 spots in the 42 deep. Oh, we got a smash up here on the front straightaway. The 40 of Doug Clausen getting the outside wall. 36 Paul Shepik looks like he too involved in that skirmish. Shepik will drive with the Fall Classic 40. By the way, no increase in admission on the 24th. That'll be at regular admission prices. August 27th, Fall Classic. Jim Lepro in the 6, Ed Murphy in the 42. Bring the field back up to speed in turn 4. The green is out. Lepro continues to lead. Danny Burns in the 69 moves to 2nd. Murphy in the 42 is 3rd. Jim Paul in the 44 running 4th. And it's the 5Y of Kirk Young, Nick Dobnak's 42D, 36 Paul Shepik, and Chuck Mowry in the 64. Halfway, 5 laps to go. Jim Paul in car 44 takes 3rd. Jim Paul in the 44 moving into 3rd. Danny Burns in car 69 making a run at your leader Jim Lepro into turn 3. Burns dives to the inside. Here they come off of turn 4, side by side down the front chute. Lepro still with the lead. Burns 2nd. Paul 3rd, Murphy 4th. Kirk Young runs 5th. To go. One lap to go. Place 6 of Jim Lepro, impressively pulling away here to the York Limited Lake Model Heat Race win. Jim Lepro the winner. Danny Burns 2nd. Jim Paul 3rd. Eddie Murphy 4th. Rounding out the top 5, Kirk Young in the 5. Wide. Folks, again, those brand new Lynn Geisler t-shirts. Pittsburgh t-shirt last week. Mark Motes in the 71, the 11 of Dale Charlier, and Dave McManus in car 17. Green is out. Matt Smith in car 77 leads. 16 Darren Miller 2nd. 40 Jimmy Plants 3rd. 75 Kurt Habendale 4th. Look at Habendale. Habendale bumps into Plants. They hook horns, and there they go. Crash up in turn 3. Kurt Habendale in the 75 getting into the 61 of, or the 40 of Jimmy Plants, and that sent everybody going. Looks like everybody but 3 cars involved. Now, while they're going down the back straightaway, we'll give you our final Good Wrench hat. This is on the adult ticket. A Good Wrench hat from Oliverio Chevy Buick. 15230. Adult ticket 15230. Again, if you have those numbers, head down to the Speedway office. we've got a three-car dash here. Matt Smith in the 77, Dave McManus in the 17, and Fred Varney in the 43. Folks, while we have a chance to remind you that LJ's Video, again taping the racing action here, LJ's Video. If you'd like a videotape of the racing action here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, see John here atop the grandstands to order a tape, or call him at 412-223-0889 for LJ's Video. Matt Smith, your leader, 17, Dave McManus, second. 43, Fred Varney, third. By the way, John also has advance tickets for the Hillbilly 100 on sale, savings of $5 if you can go into the Hillbilly 100 at Pennsboro. See John, or they're available in the gift shop. Advance tickets to the Hillbilly 100 Labor Day weekend. That's a Sunday down at the Pennsboro Speedway. Advance tickets $5 off. Matt Smith continues to lead. Dave McManus still second. Fred Varney third. In the 43, blowing by on the outside, takes second for the 17 of Dave McManus. White flag waving. Fred decided it's time to go. Flag waving for Matt Smith. Fred Varney second. Dave McManus third. Pete Laurie lines up second, and 67X Danny Rich, 93X Rick Wachter, the 4 of Bill Slade, the 1C of Jim Zarin, 3 Tom Pascudas, 63 Dave Beck, 16 John Ponikvar, and the 19 of Vince Tutino. One lap down, the 11 of Pete Laurie, your leader, the Fantasy Show Bar Auto Trader number 11. A race for second on the outside, the number 1 Cochran Automotive 1C of Jim Zarin. Inside, the Falcone Auto Mart. W.R. Mitten & Sons Custom Homes 93X of Rick Wachter. And it's Danny Rich in the 67X27, Mike Ross, the 3 of Tom Pascudas right behind them. That's the B4, that's Dave Slade. Running on the top of the racetrack, along with the 16 of John Ponikvar, then Dave Beck in the 63 and the 19 of Vince Tutino. Jim Zarin in the 1C closing in on Pete Laurie for the lead here, exiting turn 4, completing lap 3. Front 2 cars have checked out. Rick Wachter appears to have a problem in the 93X. Wachter in the pits in car 93X. His bad luck continues. Halfway, 4 down, 4 to go. Good racing for positions 5 on back. John Ponikvar, the 16, Mike Ross in the 27. 63, Dave Beck, Dave Slade in the B4, and 19, Vince Tatina, all running together. Tom Pascutis in the 3. Look at John Ponikvar, the 16, move up alongside of Pascutis. They enter turn 3. American Cycle 16 of John Ponikvar into 4th, and Jim Zarin remains a car length behind Pete Laureate. Laureate able to open up some daylight on the straightaway. Zarin seems to close in the corners. We'll have 2 laps remaining this time by 2 to go. Pete Laureate out in front in the 11. The 1C of Jim Zarin runs second. Flag waving for Pete Lauria. Fantasy Show Bar, Auto Trader 11. Leads the Cochran Automotive 1C of Jim Zarin. The Mugshots Cafe 67 of Danny Rich in 3rd. The American Cycle 16 of John Ponikvar 4th. The Bongiorni Auto Wrecking 3 of Tom Pascutis 5th. Checkered flag off of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Taking the win will be the 11 of Pete Lauria with Jim Zarin a close second. Danny Rich in 3rd. John Ponikvar 4th. And Tom Pascutis completes your top 5. Again, Motorsports World has all the latest point standings from all the tracks, racing columns, and good photographs inside. Motorsports World on sale here weekly. Off of turn 4, the green is out. Bob Heim out in front of the 92. 55, Wee Willie White second. 09, Ralph Hysong Jr. third. 12, Bob Damron. 25, Len Dobrashevsky next in line. Bob Heim, the Lowry's Run Automotive 92, leads the Three Rivers Coin Comes Lounge 55 of Wee Willie White. The Smiley Star Hysong Sitco 09 of Ralph Hysong Jr., who led 10 laps of last week's feature event, runs 3rd. Here comes Willie White to the inside, side by side for the lead. Bob Heim will lead him into turn 1. White down low into 55, slides up. He'll make the pass. Willie White puts that Monte Carlo into the lead. From Heidelberg. Bob Heim, we're told, in the 92 lost all the belts on the motor in fast laps. They were afraid they may have hurt the engine. They put new belts on. It appears to be fine. Bob Heim running second in car 92. Halfway, 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. Bronaszewski, who started last in the 10, now trying to take over 6 from the 17 of Russ Matika. Last week, it was Jeff Bronaszewski winning his 4th feature of the season in car 10. Bob Heim in the 92 dropping out, who's running second. Heim in the 92 was running second in the pits. Willie White leading. Ralph Highsong Jr. second. Bob Damron in the 12th, third. 25, Lendo Brzezinski, 4:17. Russ Batika runs fifth. Brzezinski in sixth in the 10. Checkered flag is waving for Willie White. Wee Willie White. And that race for fifth, a close one. Russ Batika in the 17, edging the 10 of Jeff Brzezinski. White wins. Highsong's 09 second. 12, Bob Damron third. 25, Lendover. Pulled the 99 of Tom Seeger. 11A of Charlie Jasinski. The 50 of George Bland. 36, Paul Shepik. 9L, Douglas Serro. 76, Dave Wade. 64, 64 is Chuck Mowry. 16 is Eric Roberts. And the 12 of Ken Manecki. Tom Seeger and Charlie Jasinski bring the field up to speed. The green is out. Top 6 cars will move into this evening's feature event. Check that. Top 7 cars we're told will move in because Rick Armstrong in the 29 had qualified, but he won't be able to start due to losing his engine. Whoa, car spinning. Newcomer, Dean Lasego, spins it around in turn 3. Yellow is out now for Dean Lasego in the 9L, the former Ricky Thomas car. Used truck at Jim Crivelli Chevy. Call the commercial truck department at 331-0120. Green is out. Lap consolation. Tom Seeger leads in the 99. Charlie Jasinski in the 11A second. Then it's the 50 of George Bland, the 16 of Eric Roberts, 36 Paul Shepik, 76 Dave Wade, 64 Chuck Mowry. In the 9L, Dean Lasego. Tom Seeger, your leader from Baldwin. Charlie Jasinski, though, applying the pressure in turn 3. The Don Speed Shop 11A. George Bland in the 50, running a strong third. 16, Eric Roberts, fourth. Tom Seeger, your leader. Here comes Jasinski, though, on the inside. Jasinski in the 11A makes the pass, coming down the front straightaway. And they're tightening up. George Bland at the 50, also coming on the outside. Here comes the 16 of Eric Roberts. 4 cars fighting it out in turns 3 and 4. Away Chuck Mowry in the 64 and Dave Wade in the 76, racing for 6th. Four laps to go, 4 to go. George Bland in car 50 on the outside makes the pass for second. Bland in the 50 moves to second. Jasinski still your leader. And now Eric Roberts in the 16 trying to take third from Tom Seeger, and he does. Seeger in the 99 drops into fourth. The race for fifth also heating up. 36 Paul Shepik, 64 Chuck Mowry, and the 76 of Dave Wade. Car spinning in turn 4. Lasego in the 9T spins right down into the groove, and the yellow is out. We also got a car spinning down here in turn 1. Chuck Mowry in the 64X, but the caution was for the 9 of Dean Lasego. Open at noon on Saturday. We'll tell you more here when we get back to green. Next break, we'll fill you in more on the Pittsburgher 100, September 17th and 18th. Entries are already coming in. turn 4, white flag for Charlie Jasinski. George Bland second, 16 Eric Roberts third, 99 Tom Seeger fourth, and it's 64 X-Jack Lowry, the 36 of Paul Shepik. Consolation for the York Limited Late Models goes to Charlie Jasinski. Bland second, Roberts third, Seeger fourth, Jack Lowry fifth, and Paul Shepik rounds out the field. Again, back to the Pittsburgh, September 17th Speedway Grand Am will make its way off the racetrack. We're ready to turn them loose for 20 laps. First of 2 tonight, bonus night here at Dirt's Monster Half Mile, twin 20s for the Wolf's Head Late Models. The number 1 Cochran, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway Grand Am is pit bound. We're ready to turn them loose for 20 laps. A fast dash tonight. First of 2. But now in the T8, Geisler in the 1C. Your front row, Johnson and Johnson, row 2. Davey on the inside, Uncle John outside. Here we go. But now and Geisler bring them up to speed, coming off of turn 4. Out. Dennis Curry in the Coors 1, caught jumping. Dennis Curry in the Coors 1. Your front row. Johnson and Johnson behind. Here they come off of turn 4. The green is out. Mark Brunel takes the lead. Davey Johnson quickly moves to second. Geisler follows him off at 2 down the back straightaway. Running third, the 48 of Johnny Johnson. Geisler goes in on the outside. Johnson on the inside. They're wheel-to-wheel for second. Coming off of turn 4. But now your leader. Down the front straightaway. It's the 1 side by side for second. In 2, Johnson and Geisler continue their battle. Geisler will make the pass. Geisler to second. Johnson third. Johnny Johnson fourth. Steve Baker runs fifth in car 84. It's Mark Brunel, your leader in the T8. Lynn Geisler. Davey Johnson right behind him. Close to the wall that time. Here comes Johnny Johnson back under Steve Baker for 4th off of turn 2. Mason runs 6th. Mike Johnson is 7th here in the early going. Thomas in the 48, the 11 of John Flinter 9th, and coming home 10th will be the 00 of Kip Ward.
Dow, I don't think it gets any better than that. The fans getting a real treat here. Our regular top-notch late model drivers, couple of travelers comes in, local guy does it again.
It was a good one between Mark and Lynn. Mark got a little high one time in turn one. Lynn was able to make the pass. 55 career wins now for Lynn here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. There he comes. Put your hands together. We'll set late model feature win number 1 tonight to Lynn Geisler. On the second one with an inversion, I'm sure should be quite interesting.
Well, Dow, we're going to have somebody out here in just a minute to pull a pill to determine how the next race will be. I don't know if you explained to the fans what's going on. Yours.
Yeah, I don't even have one, that's for sure.
A lot of good cars here tonight. A couple of travelers comes in, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, we were pretty good, and it helps knowing a racetrack. And we've been struggling a little bit, and really the cars really came around here tonight. We're real pleased. We've been working real hard to try and be a little better, and it seems like that's the way it worked out. I know it's kind of a bad night. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. It's pouring all day up in Cranberry, but it doesn't seem to hurt the racetrack or the crowd here.
Some of your thoughts when you were working to get around Mark. He was running pretty good, but it looked like he just bobbled momentarily.
Well, I knew I was as good to keep up, and it would take something like that to go on by. And when you can keep up and stay on somebody's bumper, it seems like it's easy. But you can take advantage of a guy's mistakes. You just got to be able to be there. I don't know that we had a whole lot more than Mark because he's been really going at it this year too. But hey, real nice race. I'd like to win him. It's really good.
Now, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know the lineup for the second one. You could be anywhere between 1 and 12, the way the car's set up and work, and apparently it's not going to matter.
If my luck prevails, it'll be 12th. We drew the last number in the heat race, and notoriously, we're not good drawers. So we'll see what happens. Thanks again, fans.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Donna, with that win, another $200 to the Chuck Ward Recovery Fund from Lynn Geisler, number 1 Cochran, Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, and Lernerville Speedway.
Tonight's something a little special. David and Mary Lynn asked me to do something tonight that I never did before, and that's renew their 25th wedding vows here. And they like to do it on the Speedway here in the front straightaway, being in their cars here tonight. And I thought it'd be exciting and something different to do. So I'm going to ask them to step in front of their car here, get some pictures, and then we'll renew the vows for them. Dave and Mary Lynn, they live in Swissville with me. Dave was trying to surprise Mary Lynn, and she's a little nervous, it looks like. 25 years with Dave, you're a saint. Ready, Dave? Mary Lynn? Oh. In the meantime, we're back in the pits working on our ump 42. We had a little accident. We're ready to go, though.
Okay, Mary Lynn, 25 years ago, Monday, we eloped. Today, I'd like for you to remarry me in front of all these, our friends and family. Would you please marry me?
I will. We are gathered here this evening to witness the rededication of love between two special people, Dave and Mary Lynn Nicholas. May the greatest measure of love, happiness, and peace be yours today as you give yourselves to one another again as husband and wife. The exchange of the vows. You will join your right hands. Listen to the vows and answer, I do. Do you, David, take this woman, Mary Lynn, to be your lawful wife, to honor and respect
Yes, I do.
Mary Lynn, take this man, David, to be your lawful husband, to honor, love, comfort, respect, and cherish him as long as you shall both live.
I will.
The ring ceremony. Dave, can we have the ring, please? Dave. Dave, place this ring on Mary Lynn's finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I pledge to you my love.
I pledge to you my love.
And complete loyalty forever.
And complete loyalty forever.
Mary Lynn, take the ring on David's finger and repeat after me. With this ring,
pledge to you my love.
I pledge to you my love. Complete loyalty forever.
And complete loyalty forever.
Having witnessed your exchange of vows and love for one another by virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I pronounce you husband and wife. And now, Dave, you may kiss your wife. And they also get to pull the pill for the late model feature. Invert 12.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
She pulled invert 12, Dow. You know, I always thought Dave was a pretty sharp guy, but I just thought I realized his theory here. Now he doesn't need to have a reception.
Outside, the 75 of Mel Minnick Jr. Then it's the 83 of Mike Morgan, the 31 of Brad Westover, 69 Danny Burns. Moving up into position will be the 26 of Sammy Stow, the 64 of Andy Katselis, the 5 is Rich Gasparovich, the 6 of Jim Lepro, and the 3 of Rich Curry, 9C Doug Crawford, and 99C Ricky Thomas, 21. Matt Sherlock, the 8 of Russ Colasar, 10 Larry Kugel, and 42 Eddie Murphy. Then it's the 14 of Ed Dunn, the 7 of Dwayne Popham, the fun one of Stan Caroline Jr., the 5Y of Kirk Young, the 40 of Jesse Sturbutzel, the 47 of Russ Dunn, 42D Nick Dobnak, 11A Charlie Jasinski, 50 George Bland, 16 Eric Roberts, 99 Tom Sigger, 64X Chuck Mowry, 36 Paul Shepik, and the number 76 of Dave Wade. 20-lap feature for the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Models, 2 weeks away from their Fall Classic 40. Off a turn 4, the green is out. The Thundering Herd, 30 cars strong, through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway as they sort themselves out. They're helter-skelter, inside, outside, down the middle. Mel Minnick Jr. grabs the early leading car, 75. 44, Jim Paul second. 83, Mike Morgan third. Brad Westover to 31, fourth. And the 69 of Danny Burns as they head into turn 1. The Gary's Car and Truck Rental, 75 of Mel Minnick Jr. from Uniontown, your leader. 44, Jim Paul second. 83, Mike Morgan third. 69, Danny Burns, 31, Brad Westover, side by side for fourth. Behind him is 64, Andy Katselis. I'll tell you what, after the top 5, you can throw a blanket over about the next 20 cars. They are just running inside, outside, all over the racetrack. The York Limited Late Models, ultra competitive. Stronger in recent weeks, runs second. Mike Morgan, second-year driver in 30 car 83. Danny Burns has the 69 fourth, and the battle for fifth continues to be a good one. Brad Westover to 31, 64 Andy Katselis, the 26 of Sam Stow, and the rear Rich Curry. They're all running together. Curry in the 3 together with the 99 of Ricky Thomas and the 5 of Rich Gasparovich. We've got cars all over the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. The yellow is out. Cars everywhere. Jim Lepro in car 6, and Rich Curry in the 3 got together on the back straightaway. And after that, it was helter-skelter. Curry got together with the... Off of turn 4 we come, 4 laps down. Mel Minnick Jr. on the outside starts the race. The green is out as they exit the 4th turn. 16 laps to go. And we got cars in turn 1. Richie Curry in the 3 involved again. Looks like the 99 of Tom Seeger is the other car, and also maybe the 99T of Ricky Thomas. Rich Curry in the 3, 99T Ricky Thomas, and the 99 of Tom Seeger. Green is back out. 4 laps down. Mel Minnick Jr. continues to lead in car 75. 44 Jim Paul still second. 64 Andy Gonzalez and Mike Morgan in the 83 racing for third. Gonzalez makes the pass in turns 3 and 4. Danny Burns in 69 now trying to move into that 4th spot as they head into turn 1. Down the back straightaway, Mel Minnick Jr. continues to lead. Jim Paul second, Andy Gonzalez third, Danny Burns fourth, Jim Lepro in the 6th now into the top 5. Still the 75 of Mel Minnick Jr. leading the 44 of Jim Paul. Burns and Gonzalez racing for 3rd and 4th off of turn 4. 5th is the 6 of Jim Lepro. 83 Mike Morgan, 6, 26 Sam Stow, 7, 31 Brad Westover, 8. Running 9 to 9, see if Doug Crawford and Charlie Buzinski in the 11A is 10. This time by 10 laps remaining, 10 laps to go. Gary's Car Truck Rental 75, Mel Minnick Jr. out of Uniontown, opening up a bit of a lead now. That race for third continues. Gonzalez in the 64, Burns in the 69. Minnick second in the points coming into tonight. Gonzalez passes Burns in turn 4. Burns tries to get back by him down the front straightaway. Lepro right with him running in the 6 car, trying to make it 3 wide on the inside. Down the back straight, it's still Mel Minnick Jr. Jim Paul, Danny Burns, Andy Gonzalez, and Jim Lepro. Gonzalez's car continues to be quick through the corners of the 64, but seems to lose speed on the straightaway. Yellow is out. We got a car in turns 1 and 2. The 7 of Dwayne Popham. Looks like the 10 of Larry Kugel. And there's another car down against the inside guardrail. Up to speed, the green is out. Mel Minnick Jr. leader in car 75. 69, Danny Burns takes over second. 64, Andy Gonzalez Catellus trying to move into third, maybe for second. Look at Catellus. Catellus slamming into the 69 of Danny Burns, pushes him clear up high into the wall. Andy Catellus, a very aggressive move in turn 4, to say the least. Putting the sheet metal to the 69 of Danny Burns. Catellus second now. Labro in the 6th third. Paul in the 44 fourth. Morgan in the 83 runs 5th. Coming to the front is the 11A of Charlie Jasinski. He started way back near the tail of the field after running the consolation. He's now up close to the top 5. The 11A of Charlie Jasinski. 6 laps to go. Mel Minnick Jr. continues to pull away into 75. Andy Catellus in car 64 runs second. 6, Jim Lapro is third. 83, Mike Morgan fourth. 44, Jim Paul fifth. Then it's the 11 of Jasinski. Brad Westover to 31. Doug Crawford in the 9, and Sam Stow the 26, followed by the 69 of Danny Burns. 5 laps to go. Russ Colatar back in the pits in car number 8. Second going into turn 3. Then he slides up high. Catellus comes back underneath him in turn 4. Mel Minnick Jr. throwing some smoke. Car 75, your leader. Trailing some blue smoke. 2 laps to go, this time by Catellus in the 64, again off the pace on the straightaway, running third, but being pressured by the 83 of Mike Morgan. Continues to smoke. We got 2 laps to go. Catellus' car missing down the straightaways in the 64. You can hear it. Into the top 5 now. The 11A of Charlie Jasinski, followed by the 26 of Sam Stow. Catellus with no straightaway speed in the 64, but able to run through the corners. White flag for your leader. The Gary's Car Truck Rental 75 of Mel Minnick Jr. Trying to hang on one more lap with blue smoke billowing out the back of that rocket chassis. Looking for his second win this season, currently second in the York Limited Weight point standings. Rule 3 and 4. Checkered flag waving for the second time this year. Your York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Weight model win to Mel Minnick Jr. with Jim Lapro second. Andy Catellus third. Mike Morgan fourth. Charlie Jasinski will get fifth. Stow is 6th, then Danny Burns, Jim Paul, Brad Westover, and Doug Crawford. Well, that will tighten up the points race just a bit here. Mel Minnick Jr. second in the point standings coming into tonight. Getting his second win this season. Ricky Thompson. That was quite a competitive race, Don, and I'll tell you what, a couple of weeks from now, we had 36 York Limited Late models here tonight. 2 weeks from tonight's the Fall Classic 40. That's going to be something to see.
A lot of cars now, a lot of good cars, some good racing. Fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. Top quality fields in all the divisions, a lot of good hard wheel-to-wheel dirt track racing.
You know, with that many cars on the racetrack, it's just blanketed the whole way at times. All right, put your hands together for your York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Model feature winner, Mel Minnick Jr. Charlie Jasinski does get the Monarch Oil Hard Charger honors. Charlie Jasinski in the 11A, as we mentioned, finishing 5th after starting, I believe, 24th. Be some contact from time to time, and apparently some hard feelings right now in the pit area.
Dal, while we got a minute, we're going to talk to Ken Wilson from York. Ken, they getting more cars here. It'll be like the Brickyard 400 where they had 80 cars. You and the rest of the people in York got to be happy.
Very happy. You know, I've been telling you for 2 years the limited lates are a very strong supporting division here, and I think they're showing it.
Sort of like your furnaces. When they need to, they can put out the heat, but they're pretty cool.
Yes, they are. In fact, Don, we got a dealer of ours here tonight. He's been here for the first time in 2 years. In fact, his office is down in Oakdale. And this is Dennis Flowers from Advanced Mechanics.
Hello, folks.
Who's this beautiful girl?
That's Dallas.
Hi.
Say hi.
How about this guy?
Dylan.
Good to have you here. Go get your pictures taken. Here, Dow, you've probably done it several times, but you might want to remind the fans one of them's going to have an opportunity to win a new furnace. One of you lucky fans have coupons. They have entry blanks in the motorsports world, the RPM magazine, and they are also at the gift shop, and you'll have a chance to win a furnace from York Heating and Air Conditioning. Mel, come on over here. Just a minute. Mel, we got some money to give away here. How much?
$307.
$307. We're going to make some fan happy.
Dig way down the bottom here.
Read the number.
038296. 038296.
$300, $307. $307. Mel, I was talking with your dad earlier. He said he's your good luck charm. He's been here twice. You won twice. I think I'm making a point to have him here.
He's not allowed to miss anymore.
I was concerned about the smoke coming out of the back of the car. The crew said the motor's worn out. It's coming out tomorrow to be freshened up.
That's exactly right. Tomorrow it's our plan to freshen it up. When I seen the smoke, I had good oil pressure and it was cool, so I figured I'd stay in it and go for the win.
So freshen it up, everybody's going to be smiling. What a way to take them out, huh?
Yeah, I'll say.
You're warming up for the Fall Classic. I was talking to Dad earlier. I said there's cars here that are definite contenders. You're one of them. He agreed. Tonight kind of proves that theory. How'd the car feel?
It felt like it was getting faster and faster. I think I missed on the tires a little bit, but other than that, it got better as the race went.
A beautiful job. Like I said, we'll be looking for you back in Victory Lane, not only for the Classic, but maybe next week also. Congratulations on a nice job.
Thank you, Don.
Dow?
All right. Thanks, Don, and congratulations to Mel Minnick Jr., his second win this season. We got a modified feature next. 61, Mark Obrzezinski on the pole outside. 42, Paul Bush. Then it's 40, Jimmy Plant. 16, Darren Miller. 43, Fred Varney. The 77 of Matt Smith. 11, Dale Charlier. 71, Mark Boat. 75, Kurt Habadale. And 17, Dave McManus. Off of turn 4 they come. The green is out. Couple of cars bumping in turn 2. Jimmy Plant's in the 40. 43, Fred Varney. Plant's apparently with a problem. Jimmy's been like a pinball tonight. He's been getting hit from all ends. Classic Motors 40. He stops on the back straightaway. Jimmy Plants in car 40, stops to bring out the caution, then heads back into Pittsburgh's Children's Hospital's Free Care Fund. We thank you for your continued support. Green is out. Mark Obrzezinski, your leader. Plants being black flagged in car 40 for intentionally bringing out the caution. Mark Obrzezinski in the Pats Blue Ribbon 61, your leader. Oberzinski pulling away in the Pabst Blue Ribbon GNS Motorsports 61. It's the 11 of Dale Charlier second, 75 Kurt Habadell third, 42 Paul Busch in fourth, 16 Darren Miller fifth. Then Fred Varney in the 43, 77 Matt Smith, 71 Mark Motes, and the 17 of Dave McManus. Laps are down. Mark Oberzinski still your leader. Dale Charlier and Kurt Habadell trying to track him down. They've been the two big winners this year. Habadell and Charlier each with 4 feature wins, and they're 1 and 2 in the point standings coming into tonight. Habadell in the 75 with a 15-point lead over Charlier coming into tonight. This will be the halfway point this time by Mark Oberzinski, your leader. Mark led it for, I believe, 9 laps last week. Charlier and Habadell may be closing in a bit. 7 to go. Running fourth, the 42 of Paul Busch. Darren Miller in the 16 is fifth, and it's Fred Varney in the 43. Matt Smith in the 77. Mark Motes in the 71. Shrinking for Mark Oberzinski. Charlier and Habadell are on the charge here. 5 laps to go when they combine. 5 to go. Back away's the race for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Also a good one. 42 Paul Busch, 16 Darren Miller, 43 Fred Varney, and 77 Matt Smith. Blue Ribbon GNS Motorsports 61 of Mark Oberzinski out of Library continues to lead. Leads about the same as it was a couple of laps back. Charlier and Habadell closed in a bit, but didn't seem to be able to get any closer the past couple of laps. Car spinning. 42 Paul Busch goes around 360 degrees and then continues along. He'll lose a couple of spots out of that. Green stays out. Spot is the 77 of Matt Smith. 16 Darren Miller is fifth, and 43 Fred Varney. 71 Mark Motes, and the 42 of Paul Busch. Here's your leader completing lap 13, Mark Oberzinski. 2 laps remaining, 2 to go. Habadell in the 75 will try underneath the 11 of Charlier for second, and 3 and 4. White flag for your leader, Mark Oberzinski. The Pabst Blue Ribbon GNS Motorsports 61. Last week he led it for 9 laps. Tonight he'll lead it for all 15. A modified career win number 1 for Mark Oberzinski. Dale Charlier second, Kurt Habadell third. The race for 4th continues. Matt Smith in the 77, Darren Miller in the 16. It'll be Smith in the 77 4th, Miller in the 16 5th, Varney in the 43. Moats in the 71. Paul Bush in the 42, all finishing on the lead lap. Last week you led for 9 laps. Tonight did it 6 laps better. He, of course, led the one that counted, that being lap number 15. Going to take a victory lap. Mark Obrzezinski in car 61. First ever unmodified feature win, Don. I'm not sure if he ever won one in the Spectator Stocks or not. I don't remember.
We'll find out when he comes back in.
Gene Pennington down there tonight.
Gene Pennington, you got to be happy. Your chassis has been getting faster every week. Doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, we've been doing real well. Mark has been doing a super job in it. Last year I had a lot of stuff I was testing on those new chassis, and I finally got it down to where this is the basics. Anybody that buys a chassis, this is what they'll get. But Mark has done a hell of a job for me, and I love him like.
Now, don't get too worked up tonight, because tomorrow we're going to race, and I understand you're going to kick my butt.
Well, I'm going to give it a go, but I'm a handicap, and you know that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
If you're leaving the Speedway, we're told you have to go through the main gate. The other big gate, the press gate, won't be open until after the races are over. So if you're leaving the Speedway, you must exit through the ticket gate. The big gate will open when the races are over. Climbing out of the car, career win number 1 in the unmodifieds for Mark Obrzezinski. How about a nice hand? Dale Charlier in car 11 is our Monarch Oil hard charger in the unmodified feature. Dale Charlier in car 11 picks up a case of Wolf's Head oil for being our hard charger. Car 11, Dale Charlier.
Sponsors on the car, and very happy and very proud tonight.
Wearing those Pabst Blue Ribbon shirts.
What could be better than to have a beer company as a sponsor on your race car?
It will taste good tonight, I'm sure. A little better when you win.
While I have the opportunity, I'd just like to thank all the fans who sent me cards and everything when I went through my ordeal here a month ago. Thank you very much.
Come on over here, Mark. We want to talk about this. I'm going to turn the clock way back, even before you, 1959. I was building a race car, and a guy named Bernie Obrzezinski was helping me. And little did we know, 1994, his boy be in Victory Lane. Boy, you really earned it. A nice race. You got to be proud.
It's probably the happiest day of my life. We've been trying week in and week out. We've had some good luck, some bad luck, but tonight it pays off. This is what you strive for in racing, to take your first checker, and then from there, maybe we can go on from there.
Every week you get a little faster, a little closer. Apparently, the setup is ideal.
The setup is right on the money at this time. We finally got a few things worked out in this chassis. It's a Pennington chassis, and it runs good now. As we've been showing for the last couple of weeks, we're going to try to stay out front.
Anybody you would like to thank? You know, it's amazing. You know what starts a car every week? We turn a microphone on, a motor starts. Anybody you'd like to thank?
I want to thank everybody that's involved with me. Gene Pennington, Kenny and Joe Harris, my wife Nadia, Kathy, Pete Loria, Billy Robertson, the whole 11 pit crew. I mean, everybody's helped me. Don Luffy, I mean, he says to me every week, be patient, don't get anxious, just relax, and that's what I've been trying to do.
Tonight, congratulations on a beautiful job.
Thank you, Don. Thank you.
All right, Don. And the Malkin Racing Engines Mag Shop C8 of Mark Banal. The number 1 Cochran Automotive 1C of Lynn Geisler from Evans City. The Franklin Racing Supply 4 of Ed Faree from, or not Ed Faree tonight, but Bob Waring Jr. from Renfrew. The Old Allegheny Shop, Abriola Auto Stores, Gallery Interiors, 99. Calusi Chevrolet also on the sponsor, the 99 of Ben Miley. The Coors 1 of Dennis Curry from Pittsburgh. The Medical Center Brace Service 5 of Mark Petrucci from McKees Rocks. From 48, from Al Equipment, the 48 Ben Belich. In the Auction Barn 09 from North Hills, Nick Jones. From Pleasantville in the T3, Keith Zimmerman. The 09F is Dale Fuller from Girard, Ohio, and then Craig Wilson in car 8 from West Newton. Models, here we go. Burgess in the 34, Mosky in the 33, your front row. Off of turn 4, the green is out. Into turn number 1, Bobby Burgess with the early lead. John Flinner in the D11 trying to take second from the 33 of Bob Mosky. They're side by side in turn 3. Burgess leads lap 1. Flinner's to second. Mosky third. Baker fourth. And Ricky Thomas, John Mason, and Davey Johnson 3 wide, running for that 5th spot. Johnson down low in the 1J, trying to take over 4th. Ian Baker side by side. And still Bob Burgess, your leader. John Flinner second. Johnson now the 3rd in the 1J. 3 wide for 4th. Mason, Mosky, and Baker. The West Virginia Rim Rider, Steve Baker, let it all hang out on the top side in turn 2. And looking to go into turn 3 atop the racetrack as John Flinner tries to take the lead from Bobby Burgess. They're side by side. It's still Burgess, Flinner, Baker, and Johnson. Into turn 1. Baker now drops down. Burgess comes down. Let's not make it 4 wide, fellas. Look out. Davey Johnson trying to take the lead. John Flinner, Steve Baker right behind. Flinner on the outside of Johnson in turn 4. Off the 4th, turn down the front straightaway. Flinner with the lead. Johnson second, Baker third. Burgess 4th, Mason is 5th. Johnson and Flinner. It's just still Flinner, Johnson, Baker, Mason, and Burgess. Burgess on the outside, Mason on the inside, side by side for 4, side by side for the lead. Johnson down low. It's going to be still Flinner up high. Here comes Baker again. 5 laps down, 15 to go. But Allen Geisler trying to make their way back up through the field. Johnson up in front of Baker that time in turn 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Johnson now trying to close in on Flinner. He'll go to the low side in turn 3. Flinner leads. Johnson is second. Baker still third coming off of turn 4. Mason 4th, Burgess runs 5th. Ricky Thomas 6th, Johnny Johnson 7th, Mark Brunel 8th. Mike Johnson 9th and running 10th, Lynn Geisler. Flinner leading by about 6 car lengths into turn 3. Johnson second, Baker up high at 84, still third. 72, John Mason closes in. John Mason pressuring Steve Baker for third in turns 1 and 2 that time. It's the D&T Automotive. Auto Sales, ATO and Concrete Contractors, D11 of John Flinner, leading the Bullet Chassis, Dream Racing Engines, 1J of Davey Johnson. Steve Baker third, John Mason 4th, Bobby Burgess running 5th, Rick Thomas 6th, John Johnson 7th, Mike Johnson 8th, Mark Brunel 9th, and Lynn Geisler 10th. Flinner still leading, Johnson trying to close in on him. Close to the halfway point. Down the back straightaway, Johnson closing in on Flinner. Then 4 car lengths as they enter turn 3. Johnson closer in turn 4. taking third. Flinner up high against the wall in turn one. Johnson tries to come underneath. Down the back straightaway. The drag race is on. Johnson kicks in the horsepower in the 1J into turn 3 side by side. Johnson and Flinner. Who's going to back up? Flinner's up into the wall. Flinner into the wall, and Johnson has the lead coming off of turn 4. The yellow is out with 8 laps to go. Mason tries to go. Not going to work. We won't get a green. No go, says Greg Wheeling. Again, it's Davey Johnson's race to start. John Mason tried to guess when Davey was going to go that time, but it did not. Who's pulling for John Mason? Let's see what happens. Back on the gas, the green is out. Here they come off of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Mason behind Johnson. Johnny Johnson takes third. Steve Baker is fourth in the 84. Baker goes back to third in turns 1 and 2. Ricky Thomas up to fifth now in car 40. Baker gets wobbly on the back straightaway, and Johnson gets back line for third. Geisler trying to get into the fray in the number 1 CO. Car sideways. Johnny Johnson. Geisler gets by. Johnny Johnson stops. His nephew Mike gets into him. Ben Belich as well on the front straightaway here. The yellow is out. Johnny Johnson's car appeared to lock up. The 48 got sideways. Green is out. Davey Johnson back with the lead with 7 laps to go. Here they come off of turn 4. Push coming to shove. The cash is on the line for the second leg of our twin 20s tonight. Johnson leads. Mason second. Baker to third. Geisler now fourth. Ricky Thomas running fifth. Bobby Burgess sixth. Dennis Curry seventh. Mark Bernal eighth. Then Bob Waring Jr. and Nick Jones. Johnson leading Mason into turn 1. Moving the top of Dirt's Monster half mile. Bullet chassis, Dream Racing Engine 1J. Currently leading the Stars National Point Standings. The current defending Stars champion. Little slip in turn 4. Mason able to close right in. 5 to go. Don't go away yet. This one may not be over. Mason sticking right with Johnson. Maybe losing a car length or 2 on the straightaway, but into the corner, John seems to be a little better. Baker third, Geisler fourth. Geisler trying to work under Baker in turn 4. Not able to get it done that time. 4 laps to go. John Mason within a car length to Davey Johnson off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Will Mason try to make it work on the inside? Here he comes, trying to dive under Johnson. Johnson comes down, there's contact. Johnson still your leader, 3 to go. Johnson's car seems to get a little loose in turn 4. Mason able to move underneath him just for a moment. Off of 2, Mason again closing on Johnson. They got 2 laps to go this time by. Bumper to bumper, Davey Johnson and John Mason. Off of turn 4, it's still Johnson. 2 to go. Baker third, Geisler fourth, Thomas runs fifth. Johnson now up to about a 3 or 4 car length lead. Mason with a problem in turn 2 that time. He tried the low side, it didn't work, and Johnson opens up some lead. White flag this time, 1 lap to go. The Bullet Chassis Dream Racing Engine 1J takes the white flag. Mason will try one last charge. He tried to make it work a little over the last lap, lost some ground. It's Johnson down the back straightaway. Mason still second, Baker third, Geisler fourth, Thomas fifth. Here comes Mason closing in. Off of turn 4, it's going to be the 1J of Davey Johnson taking the win. Mason second, Geisler gets third on the final turn. Baker fourth, Ricky Thomas fifth. Now 6th, Burgess 7th, Waring 8th, Miley 9th, and Johnny Johnson comes back for 10. Well, it wasn't over to a finish, that's for sure. A really good Wolfstead late model feature. The car, put your hands together for your Wolfstead late model feature winner, Davey Johnson. Don?
Dave, before you go, this week, You said you kind of like Pittsburgh, and it shows.
Yeah, this is a new 4-link suspension we're playing with here. It's not ironed out yet, that's for sure. A little tough to drive, but we'll get it worked out here.
Early in the race, you and John Flinner, some thoughts on that? And John Mason got up beside you late in the race. Some of your comments on that?
John Flinner, he's a good driver and all, you know. I tried to give him as much room as I could, you know. Track is pretty much one line tonight, a lot of holes in it, but we all got up and tried and get in the same line, but I hope I didn't get into John any.
There's going to be a change in your scenario here soon. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, a little bit. We're probably going to do a little switch around here team-wise. We'll know Monday on that.
And we'll have a report on Rapping on Racing?
Yes, you will.
When Mason was beside you, it seemed like you were running a little high. Is this a suspension you're not happy with? And what was your thoughts when he got right up beside you?
Yeah, the car's a little pushy getting into corners, and you got to get out a little sooner than I like to anyhow, and just kind of let it roll through the corners. So we'll get her ironed out, Don.
Can we look for you next week for the Twin 35?
See you there. I'm going to head off to Brownstown. I ain't made my mind up yet.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Don.
Charge in her second Wolfset late model feature was Dennis Curry in the Coors 1. We'll give you that late model finish here shortly as soon as we get a break in the action. If we get a break in the action. Off of turn 4, looking for the green flag. We got some cars all over the racetrack in turn 1, 3, 4 wide. They're bunched up big time. Trying to shoot through. There goes Wee Willie White up to third in car 55. I don't know how they're doing it. It looks like there's no room at the end, but they're all getting through. Speaking of ends, the Roberts Roadside in 17 of Russ Matika leading, but look out, here comes the 16 of John Ponigbar. Ponigbar up and in front of Matika. Has the lead. Matika's second, Wee Willie White's 55 third. Jeff Broniszewski and Clark Sand started 12th already to 4th. They got a good start, to say the least. Tom Pascutis in the 3 runs 5th. Pete Laurie at the 6th and the 11th. Then it's Danny Rich in the 67th. Ponigbar, the American Cycle 16 out in front. Wee Willie White has taken over the second spot in the 55. 17, Russ Matika third. Broniszewski fourth now in the 10. Pete Laurie is 11th, fifth, and the 3 of Tom Pascutis. 67X Danny Rich. The 5 of Len Dobraszewski, and the 93X of Rick Wachter. Boy, behind Walker, they're 3 and 4 wide there in turn 1. Jim Zare and Ronald Patchins 51, 63 Dave Beck, 38 Jim Stebbins running together. Off the pace is the 09 of Ralph Ho. Car sideways, the 3 of Tom Pascutis. We got car stopped on the back straightaway. Laps to the finish. Ponigbar on the outside, your leaders. He brings it back up to speed off of turn 4. Willie White in the 55 trying to sneak in line. Here comes the 10 of Jeff Broniszewski. They're crowded in turn 1. Russ Matika fourth in the 17. Pete Laurie in the 11 runs 5th. turn 4 against the guardrail. The 7Z of Tony Shevchuk. The win at turn 3 about 350 mile an hour. Slammed into the 63 of Dave Beck. And the yellow is out for the 7Z of Tony Shevchuk, who pulls up in front of the leaders. The Combs Lounge Three Rivers Coin 55 of Wee Willie White is your leader. 16, the American Cycle 16 of John Ponigbar second. The W.R. Mitten & Son Custom Homes. Falcone Auto Mart 93X of Rick Walker third. Down the back straightaway, it's still Wee Willie White. Wachter now underneath the 16 of John Ponigbar, taking a look for second. 4 laps to go, 4 to go. Wachter again on the inside. Ahead of Ponigbar in turn 3. Can he make the pass? He'll do it. 3 laps to go. Patchett into 51 alongside of Ponigbar for third down. 51 Ronald Patchett moves to third. Ponigbar starting to fade a bit in the 16 as he's now challenged by the 11 of Pete Loria. And look at Rick Wachter. All of a sudden hooked up on the low side in 1 lap, makes up about 6 car lengths, and now trying to take the lead from the 55 of Willie White. 2 laps to go. White still your leaders. They bounce through 1 and 2. Wachter second on his bumper. Opatch in third. Loria fourth. Ponigbar fifth. Then Broniszewski and Ralph Hysong Jr. Here comes Rick Wachter pulling alongside of Wee Willie White in turn 4 side by side. The white flag is out. They're dead even with 1 lap to go. Too close to call. In turn 1, Wachter on the inside, White on the outside. In turn 2, they continue their race down the back straightaway. Now it's Wachter with the lead. On the final lap, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Car on the inside of the racetrack, your leaders come by. Exiting turn number 4, the win on the final lap to Rick Wachter. Wee Willie White second, Opatch in third, Loria fourth, Ponigbar fifth. Some real close racing all night long. Rick Wachter. White flag, dead even. The W.R. Mitten & Sons Custom Homes, Coriopolis Service Star Hardware, Falcone Auto Mart, 93X. 5th win this season. Don, I said we've had great racing all night, and that may have been the best of the night. What a finish.
No, I hate to be repetitive, but the fans really got their money's worth tonight. Excellent, excellent racing. They got to go home and tell their friends about it. This is unbelievable.
Willie White and him, Don, I tell you what, if the checker would have been 1 lap before that, it'd have been too close to call for me. I mean, they were that close.
We'd go with our photo finish up there, right?
It would have been close. Rick Wachter out of the car. Put your hands together for your Spectator Stock feature winner. He dropped out of his heat race. He dropped out of his heat. He and Ron Opatch both started near the rear of the field.
Okay, Rick, now's the hard part. Winning the race, that seems easy. Talking, that's the hard part. Unbelievable. Side by side, beautiful racing, maybe the best race of the night. Some of your thoughts, you and Willie are running side by side. What's the strategy?
Nothing, just try to stay close to them, clean. We hit a couple ruts over there, bumped a little bit, but nothing too rough or anything. It was running good. We broke a rocker stud in the heat. We got that all fixed and everything. Glad we can make it back.
This division is unbelievable. You know, I watch you guys go into turn 3 or 4 abreast, and good, clean, hard racing. Anybody want to talk about it? Anybody here we need to acknowledge?
The whole pit crew did a good job. We had a lot of work to do between the heat and the feature, and we got it done. They're a good group of guys.
This is almost as nice as Hawaii night.
Almost, yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Dow, back up to you.
Thank you, Don. Congratulations, Rick Wachter, and also to Ronald Panchin in car 51. He was our Monarch Oil hard charger in that last feature. Started 22nd.